G'day folks, this is Dragon from Aussie Survival in conjunction with Survival HQ. This are the weather conditions in my area with this weather system sweeping down the east coast of Australia. There goes a vehicle through a flooded part of the road, 4x4 access. I came through here a couple of hours ago. And where I am is a place called Crow's Nest on top of the Great Dividing Range. It's in a small valley. So there's 3 flood points we came through a couple of hours ago. This is one of them. You can have a close look at that. You can see how swiftly that water's flowing. It's not very deep. Certainly passable by 4-wheel drives, but low clearance vehicles are going to have trouble getting through that. There's a sign here somewhere. I'm going to find the camera. There it is, water over road. Another one coming through. You can see he's driving in the centre of the road. You can still see the centre lines. You drive very slowly through here. I'm in my 4x4 Troopy. It's a heavier vehicle. See the way these guys are coming through very slowly. Okay, we'll move on. Just driving through this now. I'm on the centre line. Still see the centre line on the centre of the road, but you can see how fast it's moving. If you try and walk through this, it'll take you off your feet. Another one just up here. Not as deep, but it's still flowing fairly swiftly. Off to the left here, you can see the water in the paddocks. This is all flowing into the creeks around here. There are power outages. The cell phone network is, or mobile phone network is down at the moment in my area due to congestion or phone towers have failed. We'll go on a bit further. You see a lot of debris on the road from the wind. It's gusting up to about 80 kilometres an hour in open areas. Just go off to the left here. I don't know if you can see it very well in the video. That's all flat fields and paddocks. They're absolutely waterlogged. Okay, back again. This was once green field or paddock about a week ago. The rain we've had over the last 24 to 36 hours, you can see it's a sea of water. The horse there, he's pretty safe. But, this town's in a, as I said, it's in a valley on the top of the range, so there's a lot of water drainage off the hills around the area, and this is actually more water in this field than when we came through here a couple of hours ago. The wind's not too bad down here in the valley. So we're going up to a bridge where the water was over. Be back in a second. Here's another one just by the highway. There's a lot more water here than there was a couple of hours ago. It's just pouring in. See, it's fairly fast flowing. This is all flowing into a creek about 100 metres down the road, which I'll go down to in a minute. There was water across that bridge about 2 hours ago, so we'll go down and have a look at it. Just one sheet of water. There's that sheet of water flowing into one creek, which is flowing into another creek further down by the police station. And that's where the water is over the bridge. Still bucketing down rain here at the moment, so this situation has actually got worse in the last few hours. Okay, moving on. Okay folks, this is the flooded bridge. This bridge was severely damaged in the 2011 floods. I've just had a policeman pull up beside me to say to drive through with caution. They're still allowing vehicles through. There's one going through now. He's driving down the centre line, and there's an emergency vehicle on the other side. Now, from what I've heard, this small rural town, you see the water sweeping in there, is cut off on the other side of town, so we're getting more. This rain keeps up today, this road will be closed. Alrighty, back in a sec. Okay, this water's up since we're here a couple of hours before. I can't see the centre line very well. This is pouring in. Nah, I'm not going through this. Not worth the risk. Well, there it is, folks. The coastal areas have copped it worse than us. This is much, much worse than it was a couple of hours ago. So I'm going to turn around and go back. I'm not going to try and go through this. I can't see the centre line properly on that bridge, and it may be maybe some washouts on it. Okay. G'day folks, this is Dragon. I just spoke to this policeman. They've flooded bridge, they've closed it to 4x2s, low clearance vehicles. At the moment he's only just letting 4x4s through, particularly the bigger ones like mine. So he's saying it's only a matter of time before it's completely closed if this rain keeps up. You can see the water in the background there, that's the water flowing across that bridge. So to vehicles like this, he's closed the bridge. Okay, I'll head back home now before it gets too much worse. The high winds in our area and they're blowing trees and stuff down across the roads. So as I said, we're on top of the Great Dividing Range, and certainly the coastal areas have copped it worse than we have. But this is reminiscent of what happened here in this particular small town back in 2011 January. Okay folks. Vehicles came through then. Might be longer before this is closed too. Okay, I'm just on the more exposed section of the highway. Up the top of the hill. I hope you can see this because I'm looking at the road, not at the camera. Quite heavy rain. You can see up those tree tops there. Very high wind gusts in these exposed areas. It's buffeting the troopy a bit. These wind gusts are reaching up around about 80 kilometres an hour. Probably a little bit higher in some places. Okay, back in a sec. More exposed part of the highway. The commercial pine forest to the left and right of me. See from the windscreen that there's quite a bit of wind behind this rain. Sort of like, as I said before, getting a funnel effect down this road with the wind. Okay folks, this is the dirt road in front of my place. As you can see, it's not in real good shape. You won't get any low clearance vehicles through here. There's debris down on the road already. 4x4 access. Just see if I can get it. There's quite a bit of wind up there. Gusts up at times. So it's quite windy around our place at the moment, although my home's more protected by these trees. But having said that, it's these gum trees. They get a bit of wind behind them in this sort of weather, and they snap off and do all sorts of weird things. These power lines have already been brought down twice the last couple of years by gum trees like this one snapping off across the power lines. So that's the situation at the moment. I'm quite a bit inland from coastal areas of southeast Queensland, and they're certainly copying a lot worse than what we are here as this system moves slowly south. As I said before, there are power outages reported in the area. Mobile cell phone communication systems are down, whether it's due to congestion or the towers are offline. We've still got hardline services, and I've got some people coming up in a minute. They've lost power down their place, and I've got a few spare supplies to give to them. So yeah, TIA, this is Australia. Wet one end, burning the other. Thanks for watching, folks.